The iPad is by far my favorite Apple product, with things like windowed apps, a new Files app, and so much more. This video will be your complete guide to iOS 26, starting with the new design and windowed apps. As you can see, iPadOS got a little redesign, which Apple calls liquid glass, and I'm sure you've seen it everywhere. It's a little more transparent. The biggest part of this redesign is the new windowed apps feature, which almost turns your iPad into a Mac. In Control Center, you can turn on windowed apps. If you don't see it in there, you should be able to hold down on the screen, hit Add Control, and find it in there. Or you can also find it in Settings under Multitasking and Gestures. Surprisingly, with windowed apps, there's a lot going on here, so let's jump into it. Open an app and it'll open in full screen just like normal. In the corner of all your apps, there's a little resizing handle to change the size of the app. And by grabbing the top of the app, you can move the app around. Now you can either click the background or swipe up on the trackpad with 3 fingers, and everything will move out of the way so you can pick another app. Now you have multiple apps and you'll probably want it a little less of a mess. So you can just flick each app to the side to use split screen. We had split screen before, but here's where things get a little bit more interesting. Let's swipe up again and add 2 more apps. It's a bit of a mess right now, and I want to get to the app that's under everything else. To do so, I can either use one finger and swipe halfway up from the bottom of my iPad and hold. Or on a trackpad, do the same gesture but with 3 fingers. Right now, I have 4 apps on screen, and I'm planning to multitask like crazy and use all 4 apps. So, all I have to do is go to the brand new stoplight controls, press and hold on the green full screen button, and I have all sorts of options like this one that will put all 4 of my windows in each of their own corner. Then when you're completely done with all the apps and want to restart, you just swipe up to go home and then swipe up a second time to clear everything. Okay, really quickly, let's take a break and talk about a really cool split screen shortcut that you need to set up. My iPad mini has Apple Pencil Pro support, and it's got a really cool squeeze feature that you can set up with shortcuts. I built a shortcut that will check which focus I'm in, then depending on that answer, it'll throw certain apps on the screen. Now, if I squeeze my Apple Pencil in my fitness focus, it'll automatically open my gym folder and notes, bring up a timer, then throw them into split screen for me. If you don't have an Apple Pencil Pro, you can still do something similar by putting one of these shortcuts on your home screen as a widget, which does save a lot more time. What else saves a lot of time are the new audio updates in iPadOS 26. External microphones have become a lot more popular, with lots of people working from home or FaceTiming family or starting podcasts. So Apple's made some really big updates. Let's say I want to start a podcast with my friend. In this case, we're not in the same place, so we plan to FaceTime each other and chat a little, then post that as our first podcast. Now, I want to use this little DJI mic because, well, it's what I've got, so it's what I'm going to use. All I have to do is plug it in, then go to Control Center and find the new audio input selector, then select DJI mic. You now can select local audio capture, which will separately record the audio and video in high quality and save it to files. That way, you get the best possible sound. These audio files are available across all sorts of apps and websites, which is great. Let's find this audio file in our Files app. In the Files app, you can now customize your folders by changing color and adding emojis for a little more personalization. Then, new to iPadOS 26, you can finally add these folders right to your dock. Once you have them in the dock, you can click on the folder and it'll fan out quickly so you can find what you're looking for. And if you're looking for a PDF, you can finally actually open them in the iPad because they brought the Preview app from the Mac. Also, across all sorts of apps, Apple's brought the menu bar from the Mac to the iPad. You just swipe down from the top and you get all sorts of controls for those apps. iPadOS 26 is honestly a lot better, but it is still missing great apps that take full advantage of the iPad's power. Hopefully soon, we'll see some huge app upgrades.